Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shad, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shad, Bahashim, Krahak Dash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power, and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father Yahweh and my Heavenly Big Brother Yahweh Shad. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honor to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching this truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Bashim Shah. Trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That'd be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like, for example, Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person, so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. Got some videos lined up related to recalls and pestilence worldwide. I'm going to play these videos. I'm going to get into the scripture my best ability, say whatever I got to say through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shah, the Holy Spirit of Krahak Dash. Lord, want to be on me. Let's get it.
Amidst concerns that metallic particles are in some batches of the Pan-Caribbean brand of sugar, the company has issued a recall notice. Pan-Caribbean Sugar the company says that the manufacturing dates for the recalled products are between March 30 and April 12, 2026. As for the size of products that are contaminated, the company identified the 0.5 kg, 0.1 kg, and the 0.2 kg. The company revealed that the contamination occurred during the manufacturing process due to magnetic failure along the production line, and that the discovery was made on April 12. The company urged the retailers who are in possession of these products to return them to the point of sale for a replacement or full refund. Consumers are also asked to check their products and not to consume them if they bear the batch numbers that have been listed. They should also return the products for a refund.
From the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power, the Ego 22-inch aluminum deck.
Popular Asian food item has been pulled from supermarket shelves. Hanyang Tteokbokki Cup Original, sold at Coles, Woolworths and some Asian grocers, was found to be contaminated with mould. Anyone who purchased the product with a best before date of September 3, 2026 is urged not to eat it.
Parents and grandparents, tens of thousands of units of infant formula are being recalled because they tested positive for a toxin linked to foodborne illness. The recall is for A2 Milk Company's Platinum Premium formula. You can see it right there on your screen. This formula was sold nationwide on the company's website and at select retailers, including on Amazon. Health officials warn preparing the formula with hot water will not remove the toxin. Symptoms can start within
hours. Just let you know, the first video, that was in the Caribbean. I don't know if it's Jamaica. The second one was from Australia. This one here is in America. I don't know which state or city or whatever the fuck, but it's in America. The rest of the videos, on down about recalls are in America. But anyway.
Hours, they include nausea and vomiting, but usually resolve.
But it's still continuing on, man. Yep, recalls and pestilence.
All within a day. The use-by dates for this recall batch are July 15th, 2026, January 15th, 2027, and January 21st, 2027. So if you have any of these formula batches, you should stop using them immediately and either throw them away or return them for a refund.
At least 8 products sold at Aldi and Walmart locations across the country being recalled over salmon.
Fucking pork rind, onion and sour vinegar flavored pork rinds. Ugh.
Manila concerns. Look.
Chicken bacon ranch. Yeah.
Pork rinds and frozen pizza on your screen. 2 of the many products contain dry milk powder recalled because of the salmonella risk. The full list of products is on our website, khou.com.
Okay. Snack food company Utz is recalling several varieties of its Zaps and Dirty brand potato chips over possible salmonella contamination.
That's goddamn nasty ass water. Yep.
The concern stems from a specific seasoning blend with dry milk powder that could contain the presence of salmonella. The chip.
Hell, they was saying the same thing for that last video with them products.
Were sold nationwide, and all Best Buy dates in the recall are from the end of July to the end of August 2026. Exact batch numbers are also posted on the FDA recall site. Customers can contact Utz direct.
You know, I had a video, damn, I deleted that shit. Fuck it. It was about explaining about the Best Buy dates and And what's the purpose of the Best Buy Day? It's not about expiration or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, I deleted that shit because I didn't know when I was going to let that video play. But whatever.
For refunds.
The brand Oots is recalling some of its varieties of its Zap and Dirty Potato chips because they might contain salmonella. No illnesses have been reported. The flavors affected include the Zap's Bayou Blackened Ranch and Big Cheesy, along with Dirty Brand Sour Cream and Onion and Maui Onion varieties. They all look like this if you looked at your screen right there. That's all the labeling that they have. The sea salt and the vinegar flavor from both brands, those varieties were sold nationwide.
And now moving on to Thermos. They're recalling more than 8 million of their jars and bottles after several people using the product suffered permanent vision loss. The recall includes nearly 6 million stainless King food jars and
I paused for a sec because I wanted to say something, but I'm like, nah. 8 million units. Damn, the vision loss. What the fuck? Shit. Man,
million sportsman food and beverage bottles due to a malfunction. These containers are missing pressure relief functions in their stoppers. Perishable food and drinks stored in the containers can cause the stopper to forcefully eject when open. More than 27.
Oh, so the damn it'll punch you in your eye or some shit?
People have been injured, and 3.
Oh, I thought it was something to do with it was some kind of substance in there that's loosened. And it's some kind of paint or they never hardened up or whatever, and it's broken up into fragments and flakes and shit, and then it, over a period of time it's caused you to go blind.
Have been permanently blinded.
So it was permanently blinded. What is a fucking thing, projectile that shoots out and pop you in your eyeball? Damn.
Customers are advised to stop using these units immediately and contact Thermos for a replacement or a refund.
Health officials from multiple countries, including the UK, are scrambling to trace passengers.
Now here we go with the pestilence.
Who left a cruise liner before the deadly hantavirus outbreak was confirmed. Singapore is now isolating and testing 2 people who were on the ship. Hantavirus typically spreads from rodents, but it's thought that in this case it may have passed between humans that were in close contact. About 150 people are still on
So it started off with rats?
board the liner. The MV Hondias left Argentina on the 1st of April. 10 days later, on the 11th of April, the first passenger died, a Dutchman who is suspected to have had the virus. The cruise ship continued on to the remote South Atlantic island of St. Helena, where the wife of that man disembarked with his body. She then travelled to South Africa, where she later died. And we now know that 30 passengers in total left the ship, who also disembarked in St. Helena. 7 are British, 6 are from the US, 3 from the Netherlands, 2 from Canada, Switzerland and Turkey.
Oh man, it's great for spreading. Heck yeah. Do you feel the pandemic? Hell, there's a whole bunch of shit going on in it. This ain't gonna be the only thing that's running around the world. Hell no, this ain't the only thing running around the world.
And 1 case each from Germany, Denmark, New Zealand, Singapore, Sweden, and the Caribbean island of St. Kitts and Nevis.
It just added on more pestilence.
We already know about 2 British people as well who are self-isolating at home and flew back to the UK. Now, neither had symptoms, but contacted authorities when they heard about the ship's cases. And the cruise ship has then continued its trip, dropping anchor off the coast of Cape Verde on the 3rd of May. We can show you the current position of the liner. The remaining passengers and crew are now sailing to the Canary Islands, where they could be allowed to disembark on Saturday if they don't appear to have symptoms. Guy Hitchcock is our correspondent in the Canaries and Tenerife, and he says it's still unclear as to how and where some passengers will be quarantined once they reach the islands.
Well, it's still unclear exactly when the ship will arrive. We're told it would take 3 to 4 days. It could be either Saturday or possibly Sunday, according to some reports. So that's still unclear. I think it might depend a bit on the weather during the journey. But we do know that there are members of staff from the World Health Organization on board, along with infectious disease experts, who are carrying out assessments of the passengers as they travel. When they do arrive here at the weekend, they will be assessed again. And we're told that there will be no contact between the passengers from the boat and local people here. That they will be assessed.
Alright, anyway, let's get to the next video. This wasn't even supposed to be the next video. YouTube faggot ass moved my this video was gonna be next. And the playlist has shifted over and it skipped this video. Let's get to this one. Yeah, I wanted to talk about the measles in Bangladesh and then get into the Hunter virus or the Hunter virus. But anyway,
Yesterday, the United Kingdom notified WHO under the international health regulations of a cluster of passengers with severe respiratory illness on a Dutch-flagged cruise ship, the MV Hondius, which had traveled from Argentina to Capo Verde. So far, 8 cases have been reported, including 3 deaths. 5 of the 8 cases have been confirmed as hantavirus, and the other 3 are suspected. Hantaviruses are a group of viruses carried by rodents that can cause severe disease in humans. People are usually infected through contact with infected rodents or their urine, droppings, or saliva. The species of hantavirus involved in this case is the Andes virus, which is found in Latin America and is the only species known to be capable of limited transmission between humans. In previous outbreaks of Andes virus, transmission between people has been associated with close and prolonged contact, particularly among household members, intimate partners, and people providing medical care. That appears to be the case in the current situation. The first case was in a man who developed symptoms on the 6th of April and died on the ship on the 11th of April. No samples were taken, and because his symptoms were similar to those of other respiratory diseases, hantavirus was not suspected. The man's wife went ashore when the ship docked at the island of St. Helena and was...
Oh, I don't want to see this nigga. Damn, like 7 minutes or 9 minutes of playing this and seeing. I don't want to hear this shit. Let's get to the next one.
Is this the start of the next pandemic? That's what everyone keeps on asking because of the reports of the 3 people that have lost their lives due to the hantavirus.
Now I thought there's gonna be another pandemic. When was that? 3 months ago, 4 months ago? But something else that came up. Now I thought that was gonna be the next pandemic. But I forgot what was it. It was a virus, but no, it didn't build up any steam with that one. But they still gonna use that shit. They're gonna use all these viruses. Anyway.
Virus. Watch this.
Nearly 150 passengers, including 17 Americans, are trapped on a cruise ship off the coast of West Africa. According to the World Health Organization, 7 possible cases of hantavirus have now been identified aboard the MV Hondius.
That is concerning. But I want to give you the facts. What should we be concerned with, or at least what should we be watching? But first, I want to play a video from one of the passengers from the ship. Watch this. This is what he recorded just yesterday.
I normally wouldn't make a video like this, but I feel like I need to say something.
Hold on, let me slow this shit down.
So I wrote a few things down. I am currently on board the MV Hondius, and what's happening right now is very real for all of us here. We're not just a story. We're not just headlines. We're people. People with families, with lives, with people waiting for us at home. There's a lot of uncertainty, and that's the hardest part.
Yeah, you know he a faggot. He like, oh my goodness.
All we want right now is to...
And that shit probably fake as hell, man. That shit probably fake as fuck.
Families, with lives, with people waiting for us at home.
That shit look, I don't know.
There's a lot of uncertainty.
So you about to smile. He's duping. He's duping. It's like he was about to smile, man.
And that's the hard.
Go back to that shit. I ain't saying this virus is fake. I'm saying that this nigga is acting.
Here, we're not just a story. We're not just headlines. We're people. People with families, with lives, with people waiting for us at home. There's a lot of uncertainty, and that's the hardest part.
I swear that nigga's smiling, man. Well, anyway, let me... Oh, that shit look fake as fuck. It's just too much shit. I mean, I don't know, man. This shit looks fake as hell.
All we want right now...
And they cut the scene. You see how they cut that shit? They cut that shit.
And that's the hardest part.
And he looked away.
All we want...
And then they cut the scene.
Right now is to feel safe.
Unless it's some TikTok, I don't know. Whatever.
Have clarity and to get home. So if you're seeing coverage about this, just remember that there are real people behind it.
That don't seem sincere at all. That shit look fake as fuck, but whatever. Anyway, that still will be Pestilence.
Let that sink in for a second.
Yeah, let that bullshit video sink in. Yeah, whatever.
Because I remember seeing a lot of those exact same types of videos.
Yeah, and they were a lot more sincere. That one don't seem sincere.
From people early on during the pandemic, where some people were saying, it's just the flu, nothing to worry about. But then it turned into a worldwide pandemic. It hit the United States like a ton of bricks. People lost their lives. They lost their love.
Yeah, from that vaccine shots. They lost their lives from that fucking vaccine shots. Heck yeah.
Ones. People lost important years. Children stuck in their homes. School was canceled. Businesses shut down.
And it's coming again. And I don't even know if it's going to be because of a virus. It could be because of an energy lockdown, or pretty much all together, everything above. Energy lockdown, pestilence, crime, or whatever. Anyway,
you couldn't travel. You couldn't even go and see your friends and your family, right? Everything was shut.
Good.
We were quarantined for a while. That's exactly what's happening here. Now, for context, I want to give you an idea of what this is like compared to COVID. Okay? Currently, the mortality rate of the hantavirus is between 35 and 40% based off of the current strains that we know. Well, today, the mortality rate's less than 1%. It was obviously much higher during the beginning.
Yeah, it's gonna be much, especially, I mean, if this virus is a real deal, it's gonna kill a lot of people that took them vaccine shots, because y'all niggas took them vaccine shots and this damn weaken your immune system. Yeah, y'all will be the first ones to go, man. But it depends on what the Lord wants. But anyway, it's going down. I don't want to hear this nigga. This nigga
stages up.
Anyway, let's see what this video is about. Same channel but different. Well, no, it's the same topic, but let me see what he gonna say in this video.
We are now learning that the hantavirus is able to spread from person to person. That is alarming by itself. But then you factor in that some countries are already preparing to lock down if this turns into a somewhat of an escalating event. But the United States is concerned because in 1 month, the United States, Canada, and Mexico.
Oh yeah, another thing too, when they're talking about COVID, they didn't want to know a lot of reports. No, there wasn't no reports of people getting sick in Sweden. Heck yeah, I remember watching that one video. They said they had no reports. They didn't even lock shit down. They didn't follow protocols of. They didn't do all that dumb monkey ass shit, wearing face masks and 6 feet away from one another. You know why they didn't? There was no reports of a lot of people dying from that shit over there in Sweden. It's because them niggas got no microchips. That's the reason why. The microchips weren't protecting them from the virus. Hold on. What you want? Come on in here. Yeah, the microchips, I ain't saying the microchips protect them from the virus. No, I'm saying that that's the goal. They want you to get microchip. And they going to use these viruses and all that shit as fear to get you microchip. But then I ain't saying that's the pestilence and the viruses are not real. They releasing some shit out there right now. Especially another thing too. You got these other diseases like that animals, or not animals. Well, animals carrying, but also insects are carrying, like them ticks, Lyme disease, and whatever the hell else. They got them working. So don't forget about that shit.
Mexico will all be hosting or co-hosting the FIFA World Cup, where we are going to see millions of people traveling around.
Yeah.
We are expecting to see millions of people enter into the United States to see.
And that's perfect to have something to spread. But I don't know. They keep talking about that shit is canceled. And I hope it don't cancel. I want them to have their FIFA. And niggas be damn catching whatever, spreading whatever.
Some of these games. This right here could be alarming. But watch this.
They're learning the potentially deadly infection on a cruise ship off West.
That's right, man. Pray like heaven, Yahweh Shemal shall protect you through these times, man. It's getting crazy out here.
Africa can be spread from person to person. The last 3 passengers thought to have the strain of hantavirus were evacuated overnight. We're also told another person who left the ship days ago is being treated for the virus in Switzerland.
The 3 remaining passengers showing symptoms possibly linked to the deadly hantavirus were evacuated by boat from the MV Hondius.
Yeah, they were evacuated. You want to see? Look at this. Now I can tell you right now, people in some of these locations where these patients are being flown to and evacuated to, they're extremely concerned. They are actually protesting against this. Why would their governments allow this to happen? Why would you want that virus in your country or in your city? But I want to show you something, okay? First, look at this right here. It says, 3 evacuated from hantavirus cruise ship as Spain says it will dock in Canary Islands despite local opposition. Okay, I want to play this clip for you. This is the Canary Island president, Fernando Clavijo. Okay, listen to what he has to say, or, well, what's translated.
Neither the people of the Canary Islands nor the Canary Islands government can rest easy because the risk to the Canarian population is clearly very real. We do not know the condition of the passengers or how many have been infected. We also do not understand why, if they are to be evacuated by a medical aircraft, why this is not being done from Pereira Airport.
¿Pero por qué? Pregunto.
We also wonder why, if it is anchored in a Cape Verde port, why does it have to be moved to the Canary Islands, a 3-day voyage away, when the condition of the passengers is unknown?
Yeah, a lot of questions here.
Yeah. Well, let's see what this is about measles.
In Bangladesh, the availability of measles testing kits has dropped to a critically low level, raising concerns over possible disruption in diagnostic services. This comes at a time when the national measles outbreak in Bangladesh is reaching a breaking point, with 7 measles-linked deaths reported in just 24 hours alone. The country's only testing facility at the Institute of Public Health in Mohakali is down to its last 13 kits. Each of these kits is designed to process 90 samples, which means the laboratory has a maximum capacity for about 1,170 to 1,500 tests left in the entire country. With over 300 samples arriving daily, officials warn that testing will completely collapse after May 11th if fresh supplies from the World Health Organization do not arrive. The human cost is already staggering. Since March 15th, over 44,000 children have shown symptoms and 268 have died with suspected measles. In fact, 7 of those deaths occurring in just the last 24 hours. However, the kit shortage means thousands of samples are being left untested, making it impossible to track the true scale of measles outbreak. While the WHO identified Bangladesh as a high-risk country on April 24th, a vital shipment of new kits is not expected until May 15th. This leaves a dangerous 4-day gap where the country will be unable to confirm new cases. Public health experts are urging the government to pressure the WHO and UNICEF to fast-track the supply. Pediatricians warn that without rapid diagnosis, children are at high risk for fatal complications, including brain inflammation and
Oh yeah, they were talking about not too long ago. Something to do, not too long ago, but this morning I seen some news article about Ted Turner. Let me see, that nigga dead? Oh, he been here. Here you go, right there. Popped up. Tell me he got dementia. Good. Fucking nigga. They need to start off depopulate that nigga. He's useless. He's a useless eater that's got dementia. I mean, I ain't saying that all people with dementia is a useless eater. I'm saying this nigga is. Because this nigga here, yeah, someone like him, he'll say that anybody who got diseases and all that need to be exterminated. Now look at his ass. Let's play that video. It's got a mute on it, but I'm gonna play it. Yeah, someone like him, that fucking dirty cracker. Yeah, anyway. Here, mogul Ted Turner reveals that he's suffering from lotto body dementia. Oh my goodness, who gives a fuck? Lord giving his ass some judgment, bitch ass nigga. That nigga got brain rot. And you know what's funny? People at, like, what was that one video with the chick on Sean Ryan's show talking about dementia? People get dementia, increase their chance. Yeah, they can increase their chance. I believe they can increase their chance of dementia when they the brain, where they rotting their brain, dealing with all that social media shit and having they facing the cell phones a whole lot. But whatever. What is that, a squirrel? Look like one. I don't know. But yeah, man, anyway, let me get back to the video. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I lost my train of thought. I got distracted. I'm looking at the window and it's like, is that a squirrel or a chipmunk? Probably some debris, because it's been raining a lot. Yo, he went through this shit too. He off this cell. Alright, I don't want to hear this no more. It sounds like I'm playing a game like The Last of Us. You know, that guitar. Down, 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 down. I do not want to hear that theme song no more. I thought they said his ass was dead, but anyway, yeah. And I brought that up about the depopulation and Ted Turner because cause this is part of their plan. Esau, he's a so-called white man, but he ain't white. He's ran. He's a baby dick sucking Jewish faggot nigger. This they plan. Want to depopulate the world, bro. Get rid of a whole lot of people. But ultimately, it's the Lord that want to get rid of a whole lot of people, heathens, and you 2/3.
Respiratory failures. Experts are calling for an immediate epidemic declaration in Bangladesh.
It's gonna be one of the many ways on how to get rid of a lot of people.
In the wake of measles outbreak.
Yep. See what it's about, Jason A.
Authorities in Switzerland are tracking a new case of hantavirus linked to that outbreak on a cruise ship. They say a man who was on board has tested positive.
The recommendation is for people to remain in their cabins. Obviously, that's not very pleasant for everyone for a long period of time. There is, we understand, plenty of food, plenty of water on board. So people are being fed.
So they're saying there's no rats on the cruise ship, but people still sick from this shit.
And they are doing some decontamination on board, disinfection in the cabins themselves. So we've asked about any rats on board. We've been told there are no rats on board. So there are lots of different things.
I think some people are worried that this whole thing started probably on the ship. It probably actually started.
Yeah, they probably just released some shit on the ship that ain't had. They just, they just sprinkle a little something in the food, and then they eat the food, and now they sick.
Prior to the ship, where two of these individuals clearly got infected. A little complicated because the incubation period for this virus can be any 8 weeks. So you don't quite know. We saw these additional cases that got sick later in April. Were they sick because they got infected on the ship? Or were they sick because they also were exposed in Argentina?
Or either they ate some food that purposely was tainted and contaminated with some substance, which would be this virus, and then somebody on board started some shit. Cause that's what they do, man. Esau be up to mischief. He'll do some shit, and yeah.
Prior to getting on the ship, and I'm sure the epidemiology teams that are looking at this are going to figure this out. One thing that is disconcerting.
And it might not be nobody's really sick. I don't know. You never know. Esau could be playing some Jedi mind tricks by fooling people, saying there's really a virus out there, but I'm not denying that there's no. I'm not trying to say there's no pestilence that's going to be happening. Yeah, there's pestilence going to be happening because the Lord say so, especially in the Bible. But anyway,
concerning, not alarming, but disconcerting, is this is the one hantavirus, the Andes virus, that has been shown historically to be able to be transmitted human to human. The other viruses are all rodent to man, rodent to man, rodent to man, rodent to man. The Andes virus has clearly shown the capability.
Oh, so that would have been upgraded or something?
Rarely, but it can go human to human.
What can you tell us about this case and the current situation?
It's rare, so now they have upgraded, and now it can go human to human.
On the ship.
Errol, yes. Well, currently this morning, French media is reporting that the Ministry of Health there, that a French contact case has now been confirmed, and this would bring the total number of cases to 9. Meanwhile, the MV Hondius and its 150 passengers or so are still stuck off the coast of Cape Verde after getting there on Monday. We've also gotten confirmation that the strain of hantavirus can jump from person to person.
There's a lot of uncertainty.
Oh, this nigga again. Oh, there's a lot of uncertainty. And it look like this nigga just ain't even. It's like he's not, like I say, he's not sincere. This moist ass nigga sound like he's not sincere at all, bro. You like you want to crack a smile.
And that's the hardest part.
Overnight, the 3 remaining passengers showing symptoms were to be evacuated.
That nigga sound like a bitch. I'm like, god damn, nigga sound like a pussy.
Plan now is for the ship to continue on to the Canary Islands.
So far, 3 passengers have died and 2 others have been hospitalized. 1 in South Africa, another in Switzerland.
We do believe that there may be some human-to-human transmission that's happening among the really close contacts, the husband and wife, people who've shared cabins.
Hantavirus typically spreads from dust contaminated by rodent droppings or saliva. But the Andes strain can spread from person to to person and is only found in regions of South America. The Dutch cruise ship left Argentina on April 1st and has been moored off the West African island of Cape Verde since Sunday.
This was an expedition boat, and many of the people on board were doing bird watching. They were doing, a lot of things with wildlife. So our assumption is they were infected off the boat and then joined the cruise.
Video shows officials from the World Health Organization boarding the ship, covered in personal protective equipment, there to monitor for any new cases with full disinfection set for when the MV Hondius reaches Spain's Canary Islands.
Potential to spread beyond an outbreak is very small.
Health officials tempering worry for the public.
A cruise ship that's been hit by hantavirus, people ill.
So wait a minute. The virus is detected from one place and they decide to go somewhere else and take this shit somewhere else? I don't know. Anyway, that's kind of stupid. But whatever.
Board. They're currently stuck outside Cape
I think I'm hearing that right.
Verde. They had been promised safe passage and able to disembark in the Canary Islands. However, the leader of Spain's Canary Islands has just told Reuters, according to Reuters, rejected the fact that they have.
Oh, so now Canary Islands leaders reject docking of affected ship. Now they don't want their ass over there. Yeah. Now they're just out there.
Hantavirus hit cruise ship is able to dock there. The leader of Spain's Canary Islands has said that ship will not be allowed to dock in the Canary Islands. He's also demanded an urgent meeting with the Spanish Prime Minister Sanchez to discuss the situation. So the leader of the Canary Islands has rejected the docking of the ship infected by hantavirus. You can see it currently there, just off the coast of Cape Verde. Some passengers who are infected, who are ill, will be able to disembark in Cape Verde to get that immediate medical attention, but it is unclear what happens to the rest.
Now there ain't no telling what is gonna be going on that boat. Gonna be a bunch of experiments, I don't know. Shit.
Brutal. I mean, can you imagine just being stuck with nowhere to go in the meantime? Of course, it comes after the WHO and the EU tried to intervene.
No telling what is going on that boat.
To help change the direction of travel of this, but no solution yet.
And it was going to be 3 to 4 days even to get to the Canary Islands. If they were unable to dock there, it gives you a bit of a sense of the scale of time.
That don't make sense. You leave from one place and you anyway, this is whatever. It's 10:44 on the clock. All praise Shabbat Shema B'Shah, the Wadi Abba Shema B'Shah. Anyway.
Looking for the people still on that ship.
This is a story that has now so many different strands. One is what's happening on board the ship in Cape Verde, where we know the 3 people have been taken off. 2 of them were in a serious condition. The third was, as we understand it, asymptomatic, but was closely linked to a German passenger who died on the 2nd of May. Now, for precautionary reasons, it was felt that they also needed to be under the close supervision of medical authorities. Now, as they've been taken ashore at Cape Verde, there is a medical flight, a specialist flight that will be going out to take them back to the Netherlands. That will have high level of medical care available on board. There are also 2 infectious diseases consultants who will be joining the ship, according to Oceanwide Expeditions, as it then travels on to the Canary Islands with, by my count, 146 passengers still on board. What they're thinking at the moment, goodness knows, because Cape Verde has said they cannot come ashore, and it seems uncertain at the moment whether they will be allowed ashore in the Canary Islands. But the feeling is that that is the closest port where they can disembark, be screened, receive medical attention if necessary, and be repatriated home. So it's an uncertain situation at the moment, and it is developing rapidly this morning. It's rare in Europe, but quite common worldwide. There's something like 100,000 cases worldwide. It divides into 2 spheres. So in Asia, it tends to cause kidney disease in serious cases. In the New World, so South America and North America, it tends to develop into hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. That's a respiratory condition, and in some cases that can be spread from human to human. And that is what is happening, it seems, on board this cruise ship. My understanding is that people have to be symptomatic for them to be infectious. It's not like COVID, where even if you didn't show any symptoms, you could pass it on to vulnerable people. That is not the situation with hantavirus, and if there are now infectious diseases specialists getting on board, they will be able to provide medical care, but also reassurance for those passengers and crew.
Do they need to be quarantined? What we know is that we would want to have a thorough epidemiologic investigation, medical exams, of course, epidemiologic investigations, maybe sampling, testing, etc. And then if there is the need for a quarantine, that will be the decision of the health authorities.
How long will this potential quarantine, let's say, last for these passengers?
8 weeks is a horribly long time to be quarantined, right?
Yeah.
And these passengers have already been contained within the boat for a very long time. We have been worried about the mental health of the passengers, the uncertainty, the unclarity.
Alright, anyway, I heard enough. But either way, I mean, the shit, I am not saying that this is not real at all, but it's gonna bring some shit, and be ready for it. Be prayed up. Lockdowns. What the hell is this? I'm looking on my other screen. Anyway, yeah, it bring lockdowns. They're pretty much the same shit from what happened with the COVID, but much more extreme. Cause everything is hyping it up. It's more extreme than ever. So get ready. Hold on, let me see what this is about. Let me see what this is about. I was just thinking about this video. I didn't never watch this
Hantavirus.
I never watched this video, but I'm gonna watch it.
Here's someone from the cruise ship stuck with the dirty rats.
I normally wouldn't.
Yeah, this shit. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure dude right here in this not in this video, but the channel host, he see through this bullshit too.
Make a video like this, but I feel like I need to say something, so I wrote a few things down. I am currently on board the MV Hondius, and what's happening right now is very real for all of us here. We're not just a story. We're not just headlines. We're people. People with families, with lives, with people waiting for us at home. There's a lot of uncertainty, and that's the hardest part. All we want.
And they cut the scene. He probably sneezed and they cut it off. I don't know. He cracked a smile.
Right now is to feel safe, to have clarity, and to get home.
Yeah, he supposed to be crying, but where's the tears at?
So if you're seeing coverage about this, just
at least faking like he wiping some fucking tears off his face.
remember that there are real people behind it, and that this isn't something happening somewhere far away. It's happening to us right now.
Here are people getting evacuated by people in full hazmat suits, and when you see full hazmats, well, you know how severe it is then. One of the symptoms is no symptoms at all.
And that's another thing. They didn't even mention anything about symptoms.
Sure,
I don't think so.
That one before.
In all the videos I played, I don't think they mentioned anything about the symptoms.
Just some breaking news to bring you regarding the hantavirus outbreak. 2 people have returned to the UK independently, having been on board that cruise ship. Neither of these individuals is currently reporting symptoms.
Oh. So they just let them niggas go. Whatever.
The UK HSA saying that it continues to work with the World Health Organization, the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office and the Department of Health and Social Care and other international partners to prepare for the arrival of British nationals to the UK from the MV Hondius cruise ship that has that outbreak of hantavirus. The 150 passengers and crew on board will disembark in Tenerife at the weekend and then go through a process of testing and quarantine before they are allowed to head home.
Anyway, I don't know what it's gonna turn out to be, but be prayed up. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Cause I ain't saying this shit ain't fake. There's some fake shit going on, but you know, we'll have to see what's it gonna be. Matthew chapter 24 verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Yeah. World War III shit, what was it, World War III, class wars, civil wars, race wars popping off, famine, lack of bread, pestilence, getting disease or whatever shit they got. It's gonna happen. 2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? In the days that Ezra's witness is horrible. It's so bad. And he's in that, see, the time he was seeing the visions, that was in the past, but he's saying who's going to deliver me in those days, because he knows he's going to be reincarnated in those times. Yep. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils come? Seek Yahweh by Shema Shah and repent. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent for scourges for amendment, but for all these things they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be mindful of their scourges. So, hey, take heed and repent to Yahweh by Shema Shah and pray the Lord have mercy on you, because whatever's about to happen is going to happen. Heck yeah. But seek the Lord by seeking his prophets and take heed what it say, and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh by Shema Shah by praying Yahweh by Shema Shah, praising Yahweh by Shema Shah, worship Yahweh by Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh by Shema Shah, and repenting to Yahweh by Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing this truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh by Shema Shah. Keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and trust on Yahweh by Shema Shah. Stay humble. And for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah. Stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order. Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.